M-I-T to the E to the L to the U to the X to the E to the top. Smacking.
Hello there guys, Qwerty Afro here. Some more Train Simulator 2015 action. I finally come round to doing the story of the Forest Rail. It's the last service on the branch line. You need to drive this train back to Matsuhara. After all passengers get off the train, you need to drive the train back to the depot when we get to Matsuhara. That's all cool. Let's just pause the video quickly. Shoutouts go to Jakob Ager and Ewan Colquhoun. That's again Jakob Ager and Ewan Colquhoun. If I'm pronouncing that right, it's a bit of a dodgy name. Their links and stuff will be down below. Show them some love. Those were the shoutouts for this video. So, let's get into the video. The Forest Rail. Interesting map. I wouldn't say I'm totally in love with it. I definitely was excited for it when we saw the post for it like about a year ago. Can't actually believe that it's been, you know, a year in the making. And if you're wondering what that noise was, that was my chair. I'm in a very kind of like leathery kind of annoying chair, so any kind of movement I do kind of really sounds like a fart. So I do apologize if you hear any weird kind of sounds during this video. It is my chair, I promise. Anyway, yeah, this route's been, you know, kind of in development for a year, sort of ish, and I don't know where to stand by that. It's been out for a year. I mean, no, what am I saying? It's been out for a year. It's been in development for a year, and I can't really see how it's been they made it look like it was a much bigger deal than it was, and there was a whole controversy when Just Trains released it before they did. Everyone was like, what's the difference between their version and your version, if you're saying, oh, we're still working on it? And it was like a whole bit of commotion there. Overall, now that I have it and it's finally working, because when I actually initially downloaded it, most of my textures were missing. I was trying everything, like, you know, I was trying literally everything to kind of get it to work, and then it just involved me reinstalling it, because originally when I bought it, it only said it had 600 megabytes, and then when I went back to reinstall it and it updated, it came out to 1.2 gigabytes. Anyway, after all of that has been put aside, how is the the story of the Forest Rail? I like it, and as I said, I don't love it. I do like it. I don't love it. It's definitely a very pretty, very pretty map. Look at this foliage. Even though it doesn't move or anything, it's still very pretty. It looks different to what we're most commonly, you know, given in Train Simulator as DLC. It looks something, you know, a little bit off the eye. And that's why, in a way, I like it. It has a bit of a uniqueness to it. And that's why I kind of got it. I was kind of contemplating. When I saw the first picture of it last year, I was like, yes, I'm definitely getting that. But then more and more towards the nearing of the release, when they were kind of like building up to it, like near Christmas, I was just kind of contemplating and thinking, well, I don't know. But I ended up getting it, and it is a really nice little treat to kind of drive. I do like it. It is fun to drive around. It's relaxing. That's one of the main things I do take away from this when I, you know, drive on this route. It is a relaxing route to do. It isn't stressful. It's very peaceful, like the country Japan is. It's good. I do like it. Now the train. I will get onto the train once we get past this tunnel, so we can go into the external review and like have a look at it. But there are a lot of tunnels and stuff, and a lot of curves and downhills all over this map. It is crazy. It's a big map. But yeah, it's all good. There's also another version. There's another batch of scenarios that you play actually. That you play on the normal scenarios, which you use a different vehicle. I didn't actually know that there was another vehicle that comes with this DLC. It's like an actual bus on rails. Like it's basically what a pacer is, but a pacer kind of, you know, is exaggerated, but if this vehicle is basically what a pacer is in, you know, in natural terms. But that was pretty interesting, and that was kind of like this kind of story, kind of anime story kind of thing, where this girl comes to the railway to work there, and then she's getting shown around by this engineer who takes her in this kind of bus train when they had only that vehicle before they got these vehicles, I'm assuming. And I don't know, I found it a little bit cringe-worthy when it was kind of cringy when like all the quotes. I still think that train sim should not really touch the kind of, you know, story kind of scenarios where, like, you know, things pop up and give you a little bit of text and dialogue. I find that really cringeworthy. It's not a storytelling game, Train Simulator. It's very far from it. And to be honest, in the future, it would be cool to, if they want to improve on the kind of storytelling abilities, or have a little bit of a more kind of campaign-esque kind of feel, then go into it. But definitely right now in this engine, it definitely, like with those pop-ups, it doesn't grab me. This girl back here, if you can, oh yeah, also the passenger view modes are not done by the passenger button, they're done by going onto the alternate cameras of the front cab view. This girl is basically the you know, the main character of the story. She's the one that comes to work on the railway. Yeah, that's all I can really say. I was gonna do a video of it, but I was kind of like, nah, I didn't really want to. It was really long and tedious because the route is very long in itself. It'll take probably over 80 minutes to do a video of just doing the whole line together, and that's why I'm kind of doing this two-part scenario, which starts, I don't know from where it started, I can't remember the names, but we're only going halfway, and then like the second part, if you guys want me to do a second part, I can easily just leave it here and just, you know, this is just a good little, you know, show and tell of the route. But if you guys want me to, I will definitely then get onto that. But yeah, the train. Also, the FPS is very, obviously with a kind of detailed map like this, FPS is going to be a little taxing on most systems. For me, it is pretty low. I only average about between 15 to 25 FPS, so it's no real big winner for kind of smooth experience unless you're literally... Actually, to be honest, on the map with no textures, I was getting quite a lot of FPS, so I couldn't really complain there. But when I had no textures, at least there was something I had on my side when there was no textures. But now with the textures, at least the visual qualities are good. Anyway, let's go with the train. What was I doing? I was explaining a bit of the train. The train is really nice. I'm driving the one car. Normally the other scenarios would have a two car as the more popular choice, but I do, the one car is kind of cute. It's great. It feels like a little, you know, cattle bus or whatever. The engine feels, you know, frugal. You know, it's a really nice little olden style kind of, you know, like mini gorge, small train gorge. How do you say that? Like the small narrow gauge train. It's like a really nice, cute little small narrow gauge train, and it's really cool. Like in the next stop, when we stop, I'll show you the underneath. Actually, there's little mechanical moving parts, which is really cool. So the inside, we have quite a nice, you know, wooden front cabin. Very nice lighting in here. Very moody. It's all good. Could have, you know, we could have just like a mafia conference in here. That's how flipping, you know, comfortable it is. It feels really, you know, murder plans could be, you know, written in this train. But yeah, look, like a train that as well has blinds. Yes, yes, please. But they're really cool. Up front here, obviously, we have some controls. We have, you know, the cab light. We have instrument light, which seems not to be working. I don't know why. This I think this is a little bit of a bug. It's not been working for me for quite some time. No, it doesn't want to come, but it would just illuminate these speed gauges and stuff into like a little white hollow light. So that's a bit annoying that it doesn't work. These little handles here are the actual handles for the... Oh, and we need to slow down because, you know, the career point system is just going to penalize us crazy. There we go. But yeah, these little handles here, down here, they actually open up the doors, which is really cool. So we can try at the next station in Yodo, which we can you know, open it with that, which is really nice. I like these kind of, you know, it's all mechanical. It isn't nothing too electronic on board here. This is really nice, old-fashioned. It's really nice. What else do we have? We have the cabin light control, which is on right now, then headlights, and that one does not work. We also have a handbrake, which is really cool if anyone really uses the handbrake. I don't see when you would... there'll probably be certain times, but most of the times you really don't need the handbrake. It's kind of an inconvenience just going over here, turning it. It's like, oh my god, stop the train. And then, you know, you leave it for the brake and acceleration. All good. What's this? Oh, that's the reverser. Nice. Very, very nice. But literally, when I had no textures on this, map, literally there was no trees. There was none of these green trees. There was none of these stone pillar arches. There was none of these kind of like stone pillar arches off underneath the bridges, and the bridges pretty much ended below this fence, and you had none of that, which was really, really annoying. So I was literally, and oh my god, that water is that moving? Yeah, it is moving. Oh my god. Yeah, it was just, when I loaded in, at first I didn't realize. I kind of thought, oh, this was a section of the map where all the trees have been cut down, but then I kind of, when I played through the whole map, I kind of realized, wait a minute, I've not seen any trees whatsoever, and I was just like getting puzzled. I can only see a few trees like the ones that would be near the station, and I was kind of just getting confused, and I was wondering what the hell. And then I went back to look at a few pictures to kind of see if I'm not losing my mind here, and then to confirm to my judgment, I was missing textures. But definitely, as I said, this is definitely a very cool, very detailed map, and I like to, you know. Ooh, emergency brake activated. Like, come on, really? Emergency brake in this kind of train? This thing doesn't have any electronics on board. How can you call this? And I've actually underrun. Oh my god. That's a rare occurrence. Normally I do overrun, but underrun, hell no. That's a rarity there. The doors are really cool. I do like this kind of door animation. As you can see here, they kind of jolt back and then they kind of bounce off, and you do kind of see that with some trains, that where the doors actually do have that kind of, you know, it has those kind of mechanics, and it's really cool. It just, you know, it doesn't look like it's just a static slab that just moves left. It's actually, you know, a slab that actually wobbles a bit, because, you know, it's probably not attached fully from the bottom and the top, only just maybe from the top. And these stations are just, they're really cute and really nice, you know, wooden fences, wooden benches, and then you have the whole kind of, you know, little kind of towns and stuff that you would pass through, the kind of nice Japanese style, the, you know, the dojos and stuff like that. It's all really, really good. Let's head out now. Next station is Wasusenhara. Let's go a little bit back here and have a look what we're dealing with here. There's quite a lot of passenger views, I have to say, quite a lot, which is really nice to see. Let's increase the speed. As you saw, there's also an advert for the train, which is really nice. Look, the thing is, this route looks much better in picture form than it does in the actual in the game. Like in picture form, look at that. That's so nice because it's probably been focused or whatever, like with a camera. Like you know those kind of things where those kind of things where people or objects look better on camera, but when you see them in real life, you're like, oh god, get me out of here. It's kind of the same with this kind of deal, this map. It's picture pretty, everything else around it, no, thank you. But it is nice, I have to say. Playing it for the first time on the evening setting is really nice, actually. Let's go back to the front. It's really good. It's really calming. You can really get into your own zone when playing this route. It's just so good. Like, literally, the first time I played it, even though there was no textures, I really just liked the atmosphere of it. And it's also to do with the vehicle. The vehicle isn't, it doesn't feel like a stressful vehicle. It just feels like, the kind of vehicle you just drive through the mountains and you don't really care what anyone says. And then you just also have a really weird kind of anime girl just back there. She's not even 3D, she's just a 2D print. Just standing there glaring at your driving. It's all good. It's pretty much what Japan is. All good. But it's interesting. There's two parts of this map. There is the mainline branch, which I cannot for the life of me remember the branch names and stuff like that. See, right now we're going from we went from Sawakokawa, and we're going to Naraka Machi, and I think that's the halfway point, if I'm right. And I really don't know this. The map is pretty damn big. Let me just lower off the power here. We're going to go down a hill shortly, so I'm going to just add a dab bit of brake, and we can then just quickly go on to the map where you can actually see it is quite that the right side here is the main line, and I think that's the longest one. It goes from where is it, Rintenjo, all the way down here where the depot is at Matsuhara, and we're on the branch line, which has two little splits, and it has the most interesting kind of wiggles and ins and outs and stuff, which is really cool. And you go in through mountains and gorges and stuff. It's all really nice stuff, actually. Also, another thing I tried also on stream, if anyone actually watched when I kind of did a mini preview of this just after I got it, is that you can, in Quick Drive, you can put other trains onto this track. Now, the thing that got me here is that this is a narrow gorge. This is a narrow gorge track, and there's not many narrow gauge trains in Train Sim to actually put on a narrow gauge track. So I kind of I tested it out, and I think the first thing I put on was I put on a 158, and it just looked so weird that the wheels literally overlapped the rails, and it just didn't look natural at all. The wheels would just, pop out, and the rails would be in between, in the middle of the train, literally going underneath, and the wheels were just running along. I don't even know where the hell they were going, what they were what they were even standing on, what the train was standing on. It was just going through mid-air, and all crazy. As you can see, also, I'm being very cautious here with braking and stuff. I'm just trying not to get a lot of negative points. There's me listening and kind of following up there with the career kind of mode, trying to get the high points. But with me, it doesn't make it fun. I think this career system really just takes the fun out of it, because it's just the penalty thing is too much. I really do not think it is necessary that it stacks and stacks and stacks in a it stacks in a logarithmic scale. It doesn't go like arithmetic, it doesn't go equally up. It stacks, it goes exponentially, and it's not really fair. Take a bit more of my water. I'm really thirsty. It's very warm, even though it's supposed to be snowing apparently. And it's really weird. Like today I woke up, my friend messaged me from Sheffield, and he said it's literally chucking down with snow, and he sent me pictures, and I was like, oh my god, wow. And then and he was asking me, oh, how's the weather in Leicester? And I just told him it's sunny, and it was literally blue skies here in Leicester. And yeah, you need to take this into perspective. Leicester is only about 50 miles south of Sheffield, so 50 miles. And then like during the day when I was walking around, like going to my lectures and stuff like that, I looked in the horizon, and you could literally see the black cloud, and that was up north, and it was literally just a sight, where you were like, oh damn, there's a lot of snow up there. But literally down here, we were just getting sun. And then the day before yesterday, which was really weird, is that it was snowing and it was actually sunny as well. So that is, you know, there's kind of, you know, instances where like it's sunny but it's raining, and it's when the cloud drops the water or the snow prematurely. Am I seriously going to underrun again? No, we're not. And look at that. Look at the sassy woman there waiting for me. Yes, welcome aboard. You're the only one in the village. Oh, that's interesting. The door's also open in passenger view here, but I don't understand why the front door isn't open. Okay, the front door is open, but it just doesn't want to show on my screen in the inside the train. Nice little tail light here, and the headlight is the front lamp up here, which is nice. The annoying glare, which I know you can turn off, but I kind of like it, to be honest. Let's explore like these little towns. The light is on. I have no idea where. Okay, they probably get their electricity from these poles here, I'm guessing. Okay, the poles don't run anywhere else. I don't know how the hell they're getting their electricity. Probably solar panels or something. I think this horn is pretty much recycled from somewhere. I don't know where I don't know what it sounds like. I don't know if anyone could tell me. It sounds very generic. It sounds like very similar, something of something, probably from Britain. But to be honest, most of the kind of Japanese rail infrastructure, they kind of copied sort of British signalling. They had weird prototype signallings and stuff like that that kind of is more similar to Britain than anywhere else. I don't know about the trains, but you know, let's go back to the front. Lovely daisy. This is weird actually. In the night time, the foliage next to the track looks a bit darker. Oh, actually, I know why it is, because this scenario is set in autumn, so I'm guessing the foliage is going to be, you know, browner. Oh, what's that over there? That looks like a factory of some sort. I've not explored everywhere around this map, or I probably haven't looked around too much, you know, around this map to kind of explore and see what there is. I've gone through, I've driven up the whole main line. I don't think I've driven fully yet on the branch line. That's why what I'm doing in this video. I'm on the branch line primarily. But again, one thing, as I said in the beginning of the video, I wonder when are they gonna, you know, put it for Steam Workshop so people can start making some scenarios for this, because I have not seen any AI too much in all the scenarios I played. I know it's going to be obviously hard to put AI in a one-way track kind of system, but it would be cool to see some AI at the beginning where there are actually double tracks. But hopefully when it gets onto the workshop, I don't know why it takes so long for them to, you know, assign it to the workshop and people can easily start there making scenarios. Or maybe they're not putting it on the workshop, I don't know. Can they do that? Do they do some routes where they actually don't put them in the workshop? They just, you know, have them as routes released with just a few scenarios. No, I'm sure they're going to put it in the workshop. Just, they're going to take a little bit more time. Let me take a bit more sip of my water. And it's a tunnel. I'll do a little bit of a... It's quite quiet, actually. But this kind of route is just, I could almost just sit here, be quiet, and you guys can, oh, and there's the braking going again. I could almost just sit here and be quiet and literally just take in the views. It's just that kind of route that just relaxes you, and it's very, you know, peaceful. Oh, look at this. Look, this kind of area looks a bit like, you know, than the kind of Dutch routes, the ones where you go near the kind of coast of a lake or whatever. But look at that. That's just brilliant. That's excellent. Not detailed, but it's excellent still. It's, you know, I just like the kind of, you know, the topography of the land. It's just, you know, you get really nice high levels, and I think because I don't play a lot of, you know, routes that have this kind of high geometry. Because, you know, I play most of the British routes, and most places in Britain are flat. There's no mountains except for if you go up towards Scotland. But even there's not going to be much like you can get like somewhere here where this is, you know, this is really, really nice. Really nice. Ah, and she's just back there. It's just, I find it really stereotypical. Like they did like a, you know, an innocent kind of, you know, vulnerable Japanese girl, you know, coming to do whatever she, you know, wants to do. She comes out to the country, then this really pedo looking mechanic takes her around, and I was just, it was a bit cringeworthy. But the scenarios with the kind of little bus train were really cool, I'm not gonna lie. I might even do in the future a kind of video of it, because it was cool. But the only kind of problem is that those scenarios are in a story base, and I would have to do all of the stories, but I don't want to because they're all quite long. It's just like a tutorial of the kind of, you know, getting to know the route, and you just drive through the route, and it's really cool. Like it's an actual bus, and it has, you know, train wheels, and it has actual bus doors, and the fun thing is you can actually open the doors while you're moving, which I thought was really, really cool, and we don't really see anything like that in train sim. Well, obviously in real life there's not many trains where you can literally open the door while the train is in motion. That would be pretty crazy, and I think suicide rates would go through the roof. But actually no, I think you can still, but you sort of can open doors by force if you want to. But you know what I mean, if it was really easy to just kind of slide a door open, like, you know, it would be very easy for people to just do what they want to do. But yeah, we don't even really need these blinds, to be honest. Oh, we need to slow down because I don't want to be getting, you know, losing the points here. Look at me just talking about the points like a scenario scrub, like a career scenario scrub. I think actually our next station is the last station, Naraka Machi, and that's the kind of first half. But again, as I said, if you guys really want me to continue and do you know, record the second part, then just tell me. I'll wait for your responses in the comments below, and then it might not be straight after, it'll probably be in a while. There'll probably be some other videos before that, before the second part comes out. But if you guys desperately want it, then just, you know, tell me, and then I'll put it in my schedule to record, and you guys will have the second part. But tell me also, because, you know, I like to know what you guys' opinions are, because you guys have some very strong opinions. What do you guys think of this route? Do you guys like it? Is it, you know, first impressions, were they good? Were you high expectations, and did they meet your expectations, or did they you know, did they shatter? I don't know. My kind of verdict of it is it's good, it's unique, but I'm not really overwhelmed. And most stuff I'm really not overwhelmed these days by Dovetail Games of what they're releasing. Maybe the South London network is the most recent one I could think of that I was like, oh my god, and I still kind of feel, and it's probably my favourite route right now, and probably will be ever, of this current version of Train Sim. I just liked it. It was a really nice package, and very detailed actually. And to be honest, when they actually have the, you know, licensings for the station logos and stuff, it just adds just that kind of, you know, extra effect, the realism, more of the realism. And then we obviously had the 378, which I absolutely love. Yeah, and more stuff can be added to that, like, you know, the 375, which probably people are going to do skins off of the 378, which I don't know if there's any right now, but it would be cool to have some, you know, southeastern 376s. No, they're not 375s, 376s. It'd be really cool to have some of them in the game, you know. As I said, and then obviously we have London to Bedford, which is in the works. something very cool, because if they continue then up after and continue that route, you know, with East Midlands trains, then obviously it'll pass Leicester, which is my local station right now at uni. So it's you know, I'm happy. And obviously we have most trains for it. We have, you know, the HSD for East Midlands. We have the Class 319 for Thameslink, Govia Thameslink, with FCC is no more. And we also have the 377s, Thameslink. They're probably just going to release it with First Capital Connect livery, but it would be really cool if they, you know, just change it, because I guess they still have the kind of licenses of the Thameslink, so it, you know, I don't understand why they wouldn't be able to, you know, just change the skin of it. It'd be something to think about. But we have the 377, the 319, the HSD. The only thing we're missing is the Class 222 Meridian. You know, part of the Voyager, Super Voyager family. Yeah. And that would complete that route. Like, the thing that makes a route really good is when you have the complete set of trains for it, because then you can just go ham with it. Creators can make really good scenarios with everything involved in it. London to Brighton is probably the, you know, the most fullest one you can get. You have the 377s, you have the 455s, but you have to get a skin for that, but that's still close enough to, you know, good. You have the 319s. You don't have the 422s yet. I don't know if they'll be putting that into the game. That would be something. I've seen many people wanting that. Right now we only have the 444, the Class 444 Desarios to kind of fill in with the skin, which are doing. They're doing all right. They're, you know, they're pretty good. The skin's actually pretty detailed and it's pretty nice. But then obviously Gatwick Express are getting new trains. They're getting the 387s, I do believe. Probably someone will correct me, but yeah, they're getting the 387s, and that'll be probably much easier then to implement into this game, because pretty much a 387 is pretty much a 377. Let's be honest, just maybe some minor detail changes. Pretty much, they both pretty much sound the same, so it's all good, you know. But that's the kind of thing I like, you know, the kind of longevity of a route, you know, with all the trains involved, all the kind of, yeah, it's brilliant. But enough about that. Let's see what we're doing. We're going. This is a nice little section, I'm guessing. We're going now. You see all those kind of little curls we did, where we kind of looped ourselves back around, where we went into a tunnel and then kind of, you know, this is what I like about this route. It has kind of that nice. It's like, you know, you do loads of loops and stuff, and it's really nice. Because obviously this train goes up very high elevation, so obviously it's got to be able to, you know, climb. You know, it's obviously a good little engine. It can, you know, do these little, you know, climbing grids. So obviously it has to be narrow gauge. I think most of the kind of, you know, these kind of higher elevation railroad routes, kind of, they obviously have to have these kind of narrow gauges. I don't know why, but maybe it's probably better for the kind of heights. I don't know. I might be talking the most absolute air right now to you. Or gas. Oh, another thing which I actually forgot to mention, if we go back into another camera, is that the door to the train driver section opens, which is really cool. It's a shame it doesn't make like a slamming noise, which would be just, you know, just a little extra effect. You know, do you know what I mean? There you go. We'll leave it open. There's no one pretty much on board. It's, you know, the nice late night shift, you know, we're all tired. The seats definitely look really comfy, to be honest. And it's, you know, and one thing that really, when I played this, and what it makes me think about, it makes me think about that little train that you would take in the film Spirited Away, if anyone's watched that. the little train that oh my god, what's her name? I can't even remember. It's been such a long time ago since I watched the film, but it really reminds me of that Japanese route train, which it's basically a one-way train. And the thing in that film is that train service was only one direction. You would only have the train wouldn't go back round. It would only I don't know if it was something to do with magic as well, where the train would just get to the end and then it would just, I don't know, you only get trains going in one direction, so you can't really go back the way you came. You have to walk, or as she did, she flew with the dragon, which was the guy. So yeah, just a little bit of that. It would have been cool to have, you know, that kind of one-way system, and then you have a dragon at the end that you take back to get back to, you know, the main origin. That'd be really cool, you know, spirited away much. The ideas I have. At least they're creative. But I think this route's semi-fictional. I think it's partially real. I don't think it's fully real, as I've kind of read a bit of the, you know, the lore and stuff of like the creators that made this route. I don't think it's, yeah, I think it's semi-fictional, but it looks very nice. I'm sure Japan has these kind of, you know, railways or whatever. Probably not the exact. Obviously this train is probably real, probably similar to something that existed in real life. Maybe it's still in service as well. I've been just keeping the brakes on a bit, just so I don't basically overrun on speed. I really want to just, you know, get this. I want to get the points respectable. I know it's not going to be perfect, but at least if it's respectable, then, you know, I'm happy. Anyway, we're near Naraka Machi. I think my Japanese pronunciation is much better than my German pronunciation. Oh look, we have a what? Speeding again. And look at this, I'm literally on the brakes most of the time. I've not had the brakes at 0% for most of the time on this route. It's pretty hard not to, because you're going to overspeed anyway, so. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little section of the route, and I hope you enjoyed it. I did it in the evening, because as I said, most of the other videos and stuff I've seen already off this route, I didn't really want to, you know, follow the same kind of suit. I know you can't see, but you can sort of see. You can sort of see most of the stuff. So, you know, it's not pitch black, but it's a nice kind of setting. It's a kind of, you know, sunset romantic. It's, you know, it's very nice. And this is what kind of reminds me of Japan, you know, the kind of, you know, sunset. Kind of, you know, it's that kind of feeling. Anyway, we're pushing Naraka Machi. And some pink plows on the track. Ooh, quite a big platform actually. Coming in. Oh, I actually do like the lighting here. That is very nice. That is very nice indeed. Look at the lighting with these little lamps. Obviously, there's. Oh, there is a light in here. Oh my god, that's really cool. I'm not gonna lie. Let's open the doors. I think this is like a midpoint for the branch line, if I'm right. Yeah, I'm guessing it is. But you see here you have double tracks, but obviously this is not like one for like serviceable trains or whatever. So here you have a bit more of a modern settlement, I'm guessing. Yeah, this is quite modern. Yeah. And then you have the, you know, the older huts and whatever. And it's really, look at that. It's just like over the hill. There's a train. You know, it's really great. Anyway, we've done it. Well done. Successfully completed the scenario. That is all good. Oh, we got silver, obviously, yeah, because of the speeding, and yeah, it's pretty much the speeding. It's just annoying that the multiplier. I just don't like this multiplier. I just think it's just. I'm always going to complain about that, but it doesn't matter. I probably need to practice my braking. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. It is Late Return Part A. If you want me to do Part B, just you know, comment down, and if I see quite a lot of interest of it, I will then do it for the future. Don't know when. It won't be somewhere soon, because obviously we want to have other stuff to upload up. But did I say upload up? Wow. I mean, I have other stuff to upload, like other things. I don't want to just, you know, but we'll see. If you guys want part B, that can be arranged somewhere in the near future. Anyway, the shoutouts go to Jakob Ager and Ewan Colquhoun. The links and stuff will be down below. Show them some love. Hope you enjoyed my little kind of and also if I did sound a little off this video, it's literally because I'm recording it at a very late time, but I really wanted to record it, and it was a really nice setting in the video, very nice late evening, which is what it's in real life now when I'm recording this. It is a very late evening, and I'm tired, but I wanted to get that done for you guys. I've been yearning to do the story of the Forest Rail, and then here it is. I've done it. I've put my stamp of QA approvalness on it. On to the next one or whatever. I have some cool stuff to do in Train Sim and other stuff as well. Also, the video before that I uploaded, this one didn't get quite a lot of actual views, and didn't actually get a lot of comments, and I think not many people got it in their sub boxes, which was annoying. But if you having problems with your sub box, or you don't see many of my uploads, like the Facebook page, it's the best place you can get actually my uploads and stuff. I post them to there, and then you basically see everything, and for streams as well, that's where I update or whatever. QA forums as well, qwertyafro.co.uk/forums, to, you know, keep with the community people, posts and stuff, and, you know, some interesting conversations if you wanna join us. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you when I see you. Take care and have a nice day.
We ain't